Have you ever found yourself sitting at home, maybe watching the same old show, and feeling like something's missing? Perhaps the house feels a bit too quiet, or you miss the chatter and laughter days gone by. If you're over 60, you might have moments where loneliness creeps in, and that's okay. It's something many of us experience as life changes. Maybe the kids have moved away, or old friends aren't as close as they used to be. But here's the beautiful truth. You have the power to rediscover joy and connection, no matter your age. Loneliness doesn't have to define your days. In this video, we're going to share 4 simple, heartfelt ways to handle loneliness and fill your life with warmth and meaning again. These aren't big, overwhelming changes, just practical steps you can take to feel connected and alive. So, grab a cozy blanket or a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's explore how to bring more joy into your life. Start with the first couple ways. One of the best ways to ease loneliness is to nurture existing relationships, even if they've faded a bit. It's easy to assume old friends or family members are too busy, or that reaching out might feel awkward after so long. But trust me, a simple phone call or note can work wonders. My friend Dorothy, who's 67, felt isolated after her best friend moved to another state. She started writing short letters, just a few lines about her day or a funny memory, and sent them every couple of weeks. To her surprise, her friend called one day, and now they chat regularly, laughing like they did years ago. Research shows that maintaining social ties, even through small gestures, can lift your mood and reduce feelings of loneliness. You don't need to plan a big reunion. Try picking one person you've lost touch with, a cousin, a former coworker, or a neighbor, and reach out. Send a text, make a quick call, or even drop a card in the mail. Ask about their life. Share a little about yours. Those small moments of connection can feel like a warm hug, reminding you that you're not alone. Another way to combat loneliness is to find a community that shares your interests. There's something so uplifting about being around people who get excited about the same things you do. Whether it's gardening, reading, or even playing cards, there's a group out there for you. My neighbor Frank, who's 71, felt lonely after retiring from his job as a mechanic. He loved tinkering, so he joined a local woodworking club at the community center. At first, he was nervous, thinking he wouldn't fit in, but now he's there every week, swapping tips and stories with new friends. Studies show that joining group activities can boost your sense of belonging and even improve your health. You don't have to commit to something big right away. Check out your local library, senior center, or church for clubs or classes. Maybe there's a book club, a knitting group, or even a walking club in your area. If getting out is tricky, look online. There are virtual groups for everything from photography to history buffs. Start with one meeting, just to try it out. You might be surprised how quickly you feel at home, surrounded by people who share your passions. These first 2 steps, reaching out to old friends and finding community, are like opening windows to let light back into your life. They're simple, but they can make your days feel fuller and brighter. Even if you start small, those connections can grow into something truly special. Let's keep exploring how to fill your heart with joy and connection by looking at a couple more ways to handle loneliness and make every day feel a little more vibrant. You're already taking steps to reconnect with old friends and find a community that sparks your interest. Those are huge leaps toward filling your life with connection and joy. These efforts are like planting seeds that can grow into meaningful relationships and happier days. Now, let's dive into another way to handle loneliness that's all about giving back and finding purpose. One of the most powerful ways to lift yourself out of loneliness is to volunteer or help others. There's something magical about making a difference in someone else's life. It not only fills your heart, but also builds new connections. My friend Helen, who's 69, felt a bit lost after her husband passed away. She started volunteering at her local animal shelter, walking dogs a couple of times a week. She says those wagging tails and chats with other volunteers gave her a reason to get out of bed with a smile. Research shows that volunteering can reduce feelings of loneliness and even boost your physical health by lowering stress. You don't need to commit to a big role. Start small. Maybe read to kids at the library, help at a food bank, or even offer to water a neighbor's plants while they're away. If mobility is an issue, you can make phone calls for a charity or write letters to seniors in care homes. Helen started with just one morning a week, and now she's got a whole crew of shelter friends she looks forward to seeing. Find something that feels meaningful to you, and you'll be amazed at how helping others can make you feel less alone and more connected. Another wonderful way to rediscover joy is to embrace a new hobby or rediscover an old one. Sometimes, loneliness creeps and when we feel like our day is like a little spark. Picking up a hobby gives you something to look forward to and can even lead to new friendships. My cousin Ralph, who's 66, used to love painting as a kid but hadn't touched a brush in years. After retiring, he felt lonely with so much free time. He signed up for a local art class, and not only did he rediscover his love for painting, but he also made friends who now meet up for coffee and gallery visits. Studies show that engaging in creative or stimulating activities can boost your mood and reduce feelings of isolation. You don't have to be an expert or spend a lot of money. Maybe you try gardening, knitting, or even learning a few chords on a ukulele. If you loved something years ago, like baking or bird watching, give it another go. Ralph started with a small sketchbook and some watercolors, and now his home is filled with his artwork and new energy. If you're not sure where to start, check out free online tutorials or ask a friend to join you in trying something new. A hobby is like a little gift to yourself. It fills your time with joy and opens doors to connect with others who share your interests. These two approaches, volunteering and picking up a hobby, are like adding color to your days. They give you purpose, spark excitement, and naturally bring people into your life. Whether you're walking dogs, painting a picture, or helping out at a community event, you're creating moments that make you feel alive and connected. It's all about taking small steps that feel right for you and watching how they ripple out to fill your life with warmth. Let's keep going and explore one final way to handle loneliness that can help you feel grounded and truly at home in your own heart. You're already doing so much to brighten your days. Reaching out to old friends, joining a community, volunteering, and picking up hobbies that spark joy. These steps are like weaving a beautiful tapestry of connection and purpose, helping you feel less alone and more engaged with life. Now, let's wrap up with one final way to handle loneliness that's all about finding peace within yourself, practicing self-compassion and mindfulness. It might sound a bit soft, but hear me out. Learning to be your own best friend can transform how you experience your days. Loneliness can sometimes make us feel like we're not enough on our own. But that's far from the truth. You are a treasure, and nurturing your own heart is a powerful way to rediscover joy. My friend Alice, who's 70, used to feel lonely in the evenings when her house was quiet. She started spending a few minutes each night, sitting quietly, reflecting on things she was grateful for, like a kind neighbor or a sunny morning walk. She also began writing in a journal, jotting down small moments that made her smile. She says it's like having a warm conversation with herself, and it's made those quiet moments feel comforting instead of empty. Research shows that mindfulness practices, like gratitude or gentle meditation, can reduce feelings of loneliness by helping you focus on the present and appreciate your own company. You don't need to sit cross-legged or chant. Just try something simple. Take 5 minutes to breathe deeply, noticing the air moving in and out, or write down one thing each day that brought you joy. If gratitude feels new, start with basics. A cozy blanket, a favorite song, or even a good cup of tea. Alice keeps a little notebook by her chair, and it's become her nightly ritual. This practice helps you feel grounded, reminding you that you're enough just as you are, and that joy can come from within. As you bring these 4 strategies into your life, nurturing old relationships, finding community, giving back through volunteering, picking up hobbies, and practicing self-compassion, you're creating a life filled with connection and meaning. It's not about erasing loneliness completely. It's about filling your days with moments that make you feel alive and valued. Think of my neighbor Sam, who's 68. He started with just one of these ideas, calling an old friend once a week, and soon he was volunteering at a local food pantry and taking up photography. Now he's got a calendar full of coffee dates and photo walks, and he says he feels more connected than he has in years. These steps don't require big leaps, just small, intentional choices that add up to a richer, happier life. Try picking one idea to start with this week, like sending a quick text to a friend or spending a few minutes reflecting on something you're grateful for. You'll be amazed at how these little moments can light up your heart. I hope these tips have inspired you to take on loneliness with confidence and rediscover the joy of connection at any age. You're never too old to make new friends, find new passions, or feel at home in your own skin. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these ideas are you excited to try? Or do you have a favorite way to stay connected that's worked for you? Your story might just spark someone else's journey. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more tips to live vibrantly after 60. Don't forget to tap the bell icon so you get notified about our new videos every week. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to fill your days with warmth, connection, and the kind of joy that makes every moment shine.